Welcome back to Bronze League Heroes. In the bottom left, the best ginger soda in the Midwest and therefore the world. It is Vernors. And in the top right, the blue Terran player, Thompy. Oh my god, I struggle with THs in this. Thompy. I feel like I'm gonna be baby talking him by the end. But could you believe here on Bronze League Heroes, we have a Terran versus Terran? How rare to see such an elusive matchup between these two intrepid players of the Terran race. We'll have to see what they come up with. A barracks on the way at the very front. Vernors opting for a very forward wall. Thompy, on the other hand, is just gonna saunter right past it. How is this gonna end? Is it okay? Counter scout heading out. A factory as well. A high-tech play out of Vernors. And so far, interesting choice. No, not a single engineering bay. Ah, there we got a bunker on the high ground for Thompy. He himself. Both sides getting the double gas. An orbital for Thompy. The SCV is, well, it's locked in, and there's no recalling it out. The SCV will die. Maybe if it hides in this corner. Oh my god, did it work? Okay. I thought for a second. It's like, oh, where did he... Nice hiding spots. Oh, Vernors. Wait till you learn about health bars. Oh, just like, where did that SCV go? It's over there. Meanwhile, Vernors is so impressed by that, he's just gonna not build anything for a while. He's gonna remember his second depot. Starport on the way. He's proxied it. Now, I have no idea what's going to be coming out of it. Take your guesses, all right? If you're playing Bronze League Heroes Bingo or Bronze League Heroes Drinking Game or Bronze League Heroes... Hey, I wonder what league these guys are. I need to know if I can value my own self-esteem more than actually being entertained by the game. Not as fun, but to each their own. Take your guesses. And of course, a fusion core is on the way. Will we build anything before it? This is just a good old-fashioned proxy battle cruiser. I mean, I guess ranged liberators are... No. There's not a small chance that Vernors doesn't even know what ranged liberators are. He's going to build himself a second starport. Without incredible economic foresight as to whether he'll be able to use two starports, but another command center is on the way. He's walled off the front, which means nothing can get through. We have a tank, a medevac, some marines, and 120 actions per minute for Thompy. But will that be enough? Oh my god. So, what is going... The medevac is going to take the scenic... Wait. Okay. So back... I'm going to tell you a quick story. Back in the day, little Silver League me was frustrated. I played Terran because all my friends said Terran was super strong, and they were right, but it didn't really matter much in the Silver League. But I eventually found a build. After losing like 75 of my first 100 games, I found a build. That build was on Desert Oasis, where your air distance was way closer than the ground distance, and also every other map, because it's silver. You get 2 tanks, you get 2 medevacs, you get siege mode, you get 8 marines. Bada bing, bada boom, back of the mineral line, here we go. So it is this build, except this build is, I'm not going to say better in Legacy of the Void, but you don't need to research siege mode anymore. And guess what? 2 tanks, 8 marines, and 2 medevacs. This build got me to platinum. Will it be able to do the same for Thompy? There's a battlecruiser on the way. He could jump home to defend. The battlecruiser, well, 8 Marines are going to be no match for this. The command center is escaping. Wait, that's the secondary command. Even his natural's escaping. He's not going to bother. We're base trading with battlecruisers. He's delayed the production of 2 barracks that never were going to be used in the first place. Marines are gunning down the first orbital command. And then giving up on the idea. So far. And Jimmy, I don't feel like I'm there. What are you doing? I want to be. This game is immersive. Where's my VR battlecruiser pilot? Okay, the SCVs are finally pulled. We are base traded 5 minutes into the game, with no end in sight. The SCV's running right past the net. What is this SCV doing here? Vernors just keeping watch. There are 2 Vikings on the way, but they fly into battlecruiser range. That flying laser bathtub can shoot while moving, and the Vikings cannot. A second battlecruiser. He will micro back. The battlecruisers are on the chase, but with perfect Viking micro, he could very technically out-micro both these battlecruisers, but it's gonna take a while. He's building 2 more Vikings. Vernors says, well, I got 150 minerals, so might as well slap a Rex down here. Because why not? Meanwhile, the medevacs will float over the base that's being rebuilt from Vernors. Thompy's down to 11 SCVs. There are now 3 Vikings. The battlecruisers jumped to intercept the medevacs. I didn't even hear it. And the medevacs will not die, actually. There's 2 barracks in production. The mini-map is an absolute mess right now. SCVs pulled the boys. Pulled to defend their adopted homeland. And the battlecruisers drag back. But guess what? Round 3, the Vikings come in. He's targeting the Marines. The Vikings are not being microed. Now they are. They already used jump. Micro's back. Doesn't get the shots. Second cruiser. Beautiful Viking micro from Thompy. Everything rides on this. The battlecruisers. Oh, they're getting repaired by the SCVs. Can they out-repair the damage of the Vikings? And can the Vikings continue to be microed as the SCVs go back home to defend? The battlecruiser, everything, back and forth, the Vikings go. The boys trying to contribute. The Vikings cannot be repaired. The battlecruiser can. There is no Yamato cannon. So very technically, the Vikings outrange the cruiser. Meanwhile, a Marine was built out of the barracks in the natural mineral line. And Thompy is losing his precious few SCVs he has left. Vikings pulled to defend. Battlecruiser jumps to reinforce. Mules will be dropped. Maybe not the most opportune timing, but he just jumped in. The Vikings are moving back. Another Viking. He's going to work. More Marines as well. Will we even lose the Viking? No Yamato cannon. Means the battlecruiser falls, and Vernors loses a huge chunk of his army. Another Marine pop. Meanwhile, this SCV is going to work. This SCV doesn't have any kills, but the medevac is healing. The medevac is out healing the SCV damage because, obviously. But the SCV is draining the... I mean, something's happening. This is still happening. Meanwhile, he's building a Hellion out of the factory in the middle of the map. There's still some fight. This is still going on. The medevac is at half energy. The Marines finally get the memo. The Hellion is fighting. But on today's episode of Will It Burn, the factory is at 20 HP and dropping. There's nothing to save it. It's going to burn. Down it goes. And here comes Depot as well. More battlecruisers being produced, though. Vernors. The battlecruiser pops out seconds before the Vikings find it. He jumps. Wait. From where? Vikings on the deck. The battlecruisers. This might be their moment. The Vikings are landed. That's not where they should be. One Viking targeted down and taken down easily. The Marines doing their best. They're drawing the fire of the battlecruisers. The Vikings not taking full advantage of it. One battlecruiser has jump on cooldown, but it's not the badly bruised one. He jumps. Where did he jump? He jumped home. The other battlecruiser is shot down. 44 to 28. He drops right back down. He doesn't know where he jumped, but he's hoping it's far enough. The starport. The battlecruiser's finishing. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it doesn't complete! Oh! Now, he gets the money back. This is very important. He gets the money back for that. So I don't know if the battlecruisers were even the right choice in the first place, but those battlecruisers, you don't lose the money as you were building with them. You get a refund. They have great insurance on those starports. Meanwhile, the Vikings continue to rampage. Where is that cruiser? The SCV's super vulnerable to the Vikings and their additional... The boys were pulled to fight at first and then realized they had no chance. The SCV's falling, but a battlecruiser has arrived. The Orbital! The Orbital! The Orbital! On today's episode of Will It Burn? 12, 11, 10, 5, 4... It's gone! It's gone! The Orbital is gone! He's gonna jump! Where is he jumping? He jumped to the main mineral line! He's going for the SCVs! Not that many SCVs have died. These two barracks still. All they need to do is cut the red tape and slap maybe a new sticker on it saying that we're open. Meanwhile, though, the Vikings will fight the cruiser. There are more than enough Vikings to win this battle now, though. He's been ready for these battle cruisers for quite a while, and he's finally countered them. We're going to a macro game. Oh, whoa, okay. That's a lot of barracks. Vernors, not willing to wait for reactors. We'll just build some more wrecks. I don't even know where he got all this money. He's going to rebuild supply depots in his main, because obviously that's the only safe place to build supply depots. These Marines are patrolling around. I don't even know where they came from, but they're here now. They're looking for exactly another hit squad, murdering one of their kind, but he was on the wrong side of this battle. Oh, the barracks finally complete. They finally get the funding and SCV construction that they were budgeted. +1 is finishing. Oh, that's a lot of Marines out of Vernors. All their high-tech units exhausted. Now we're going back to basics. Marines and tanks. $56 to $58 supply. There are 2 more Marines. Are they on their way home? What is there back at home? A tank is being built. Thompy. The worker count is dangerously and incredibly even. +1 is done for Vernors, but there are a lot of Vikings, and they aren't pushovers against Marines without combat shield, but there's a tank. There's going to be a tank on the high ground. Stim is not done, but +1 is. The tank is going to help out. The Vikings hit the deck, but they have to retreat. A tank comes out for Thompy at the nick of time. Reinforcing Marines came from the wrong side. The tank hit so hard. The splash damage doing a whole bunch to the Marines. He's even using the Viking for the extra vision. And he continues. Oh, the tanks. A no man's land in between the bases. There's 2 medevacs now. A monopoly on starports has been gained by Thompy. There's just the 1 tank. Thompy desperately. This tank is just barely in range. Combat shield is done. 1-1 is done. Stim is about to be done. A scan. That might be the very first scan we've seen this entire game. Is there a counter scan? More starports on the way for both sides. He's gonna try to drop with the medevac. With both medevacs. This is Thompy. He's gonna wait for. Where did those Marines go? Oh, they just. Oh, or not. He's gonna take the long way around. A second tank for Thompy, giving him a whole lot more defensive potential. He's got to siege it up! Very important! Very important! Now is the time! There's no high ground vision, though. The tank gonna get huge shots onto the Marines. They're forced to retreat. They'll continue being hit. Meanwhile, the barracks are in flight! Why? Because that way you could reinforce faster, you fools! You thought you needed tech labs and reactors. Anyways, there's nothing at home to defend. The barracks are intending on... I don't even know if they're intending on landing. He's using them as cover. Is there stim? No, these are just unupgraded Marines. But there's nothing to stop them. He's trying to go back to battlecruisers, but it's gonna take quite a while. He's rebuilding a fusion core. He's retaking his main. He's coming home with his entire army to defend. Thompy with the most tactical of moves. Meanwhile, the barracks feeling very abandoned right now as the flight of the Rex will end in tragedy. Oh no, he's scanning like, wait a second, what's going on? This is the most dramatic and possibly cost-effective way to execute a tech switch, especially when he already has upgraded Marines. But they will provide strong scouting information as the barracks will burn. They will fall. A couple actually survive. He had so much success with that one Rax that ended up in the base. He wanted to try to repeat it with 8 Rax flying over the entire army. It didn't quite work out. Down goes the first of the last. Vernors feeling safer. He's back in his main. 2 battle cruisers. We're back to the cruisers. Vernors has now lost all of his barracks production. Only when desperate does he decide to build Marines and tanks. But then he saw his opponent was building Marines and tanks. And he decided, well, it's not as cool if he's doing it too. A Viking dropped down and killed any tanks that were left over here. Thompy consolidating a strong army. But he still has no upgrades of any kind for those Marines. Oh, wait a second. They don't see each other. This Marine will see the entire logistical support group working its way out. What does he do? He has a whole bunch of Marines. Oh, are you kidding me? Here we go again. He stims everybody! The whole neighborhood! What happens to Thompy? He can't go back! There's no home to go back to! The orbital! Slaughtered! Wait, he's gonna come back? He's gonna walk all the way back! It's gonna take so long! 2 battle cruisers into the main! Vernors is just gonna cut off reinforcements while slaughtering the rest of the workers! But the tanks are sieged and the Marines massacred! Vernors is buying time for his cruisers. Where did the Vikings go? The Vikings trying to come together. Thompy's economy, he's back to 4! 3 SCVs! He's knocked back even lower than he was before. He's on 1 orbital, but these battle cruisers jumped in. And that means they can't. 2 SCVs! 1 SCVs! He's struggling to actually target the SCV. He gets it. There's still mules. But down goes the BC. The only thing in production for Vernors. He already has 2 battle cruisers. The army value is 61 for Thompy. There's a non-zero chance of a draw here. It depends on the air units. Or at least the makings of a draw. We're getting closer and closer as Thompy has 1 mule and 3 SCVs. His army's huge, though. The Banshee is targeting the tech lab. Oh, he's jumping! He's decided I can't fight. But I can still win! He's going for the buildings! There's some buildings outside. There's no other building. There's only a handful of SCVs. 0! Thompy has 0 SCV! There's nothing left! That's his only command center. Thompy doesn't have enough to rebuild command centers. The base trade begins. Will there be enough battle cruisers? The starport, 1 battle cruiser jumps away. 3 Vikings on the way here for Vernors. None of these are battle cruisers. The Vikings will be able to cut it off. He's jumping into the main. He's going for it. It's a full-on base race. Thompy can't rebuild anything, but he still has the bigger army. He still has what it takes to potentially... Vernors is building turrets. There and back again. He's back home. More buildings in flight. You thought the barracks of Vernors were going to be the only ones flying through this. Oh, he's spread them all in different directions. A beautiful building spread, which it's like a charcuterie board of desperation. The battle cruisers are chasing some of them. How many units are left? There's a couple Vikings. A few Vikings coming back. There's 7 Vikings in total. Some of them are... This tank is here. Meanwhile, the mini-map has been a mess for the last 20 minutes. Vernors is going to lose a base. There's nothing to stop him on the ground. Are the tactical jumps back online? And would they be enough? He jumps a cruiser back. But is that enough to stop these Marines? It's enough to slow them down, which is actually what we're doing right now. The battle cruisers, more battle cruisers jump back home. Vernors, the turrets are gunning down the medevacs. And he can pull the boys. He can pull the boys. He's gonna need to pull the boys if there was ever a time. The Marines are coming back. The Vikings as well. How long on the tactical jumps? It's unclear. There's still one battlecruiser on the other side. Will it burn? It just for everything. Just the whole board. Jimmy! Jimmy! Oh, but the turrets and then the battlecruisers and the barracks, and he's lost his base. On the other side, the orbitals are burning. The barracks are burning. Everything's burning. But there's still turrets to help out. The game is too epic. It can't even handle it. There's still Vikings, but there's barely anything left. The battlecruiser's not being targeted. He's not targeting. There's still enough Vikings to kill the battlecruiser. He's gotta save it. You gotta repair. He's gotta actively repair. Down goes the cruiser. Okay. So, the SCV's in a precarious position. The battlecruiser's still going to work. What is the unit count? There's 1 battlecruiser and 6 SCVs against 5 Vikings. What are you doing, SCVs? What are you doing, SCVs? You got a death wish, SCVs. Where are you going, SCVs? Oh, no. But 0 SCVs to 0. 1 battlecruiser versus the world. He has to kill the Vikings. Vernors is building Vikings! It's not over yet! If he wins the air war, he wins the game. Because the battlecruiser can kill everything else. The Vikings. Oh my god, if he gets 3 Vikings, that might be enough. Because some of these Vikings are bruised. This command center will die. How many buildings? He's gonna jump. Oh, what a risky jump! What are you doing? Oh no! Did he just throw it all away? His opponent's been Viking microing like a Scandinavian god for like 20 minutes now, and he decides to jump home. Will he get that other Viking? If he gets 2 Vikings. But wait! It's still gonna be Vikings versus... There are 3 Vikings versus 4 Vikings. But where's the 4th Viking? Where's the other Viking? Vernors is not rebuilt. Are there any upgrades? No. Wait, what? Where's Viking number 4? Come on down. Oh, it's over here. So the Vikings, I mean, 3 Vikings beat 4, but there's another Viking. But wait, reinforcements. Are there enough shots in micro? Oh my. No. 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 No way. No way. Oh my god. Oh wait, he still needs to lift it. He needs to lift the starport. He needs to lift it right now. He needs to lift it now. It's not burning. It's... Oh. That was the last building he could possibly lift! Vernors can still win. Oh no. Why? No! No! Why? Why would you risk everything? There's no more flying buildings. He says, I'll take a win, or I'll take nothing. Or he just take 5 Gs. Vernors, the realization settles on the battlefield. He's not giving up yet. There's no more buildings. This is it. There are 2, like the Viking. If there were 2 Vikings, they could beat those tanks. Vernors. He will have regrets. He had at least the fusion core fittingly. The final building. In a game that teetered on the edge for so long. The final units, 3 tanks, one of which had not removed itself from this position for the last however many minutes, and 1 Marine against 1 Viking. Vernors reached a little too far at the end. That's what cost him everything. Thank you to FFT Private. I want to say, when he judged this game, he included the commentary. I don't know. This game happened. That was it. That was the only commentary. So thank you to him. Thank you to whoever one of these players sent it in. Thank you for watching and being here with me for this experience. And if you did enjoy, like and subscribe and comment and all those other exciting Patreon, Snapchat, Grindr, and of course Twitch. Thank you guys for watching. Bronze League Heroes.